What harm could this sweet, innocent little puppy do? Well, trust me when I say this little guy can be quite the handful. Find out what I mean in this week's episode of Duke's Stories. When Duke was around 10 weeks old, I thought it was a good idea to train him for leash walking. Since I was already puppy sitting him while fostering his brother Sam, I figured why not train them both at the same time? It would be easier as they got older if they were used to their leashes, especially for Sam when he'd get adopted. I was surprised at just how quickly they both took to their leashes. I didn't have any trouble whatsoever with them. They didn't pull me, fight me, or try to bite their leashes like other puppies would have done. I would have sworn they were born with their leashes already attached to them. Duke and Sam were doing so well with their leash walking in my yard. They could make several rounds around my house without getting tired. So my mother and I decided to take them with us to our local store, a less than a 0.25-mile walk from our house round trip. Unfortunately, I didn't consider Duke's small size and short legs being a problem. He did so well in my yard, yet he had a much harder time keeping up with Sam, my mother, and me. He just laid down in the middle of the gravel road on the way back home and refused to go any further. I ended up having to carry him back home on just his first trip. Duke soon started to learn how much he loved to be carried. While Sam could make the short trip with no problems, Duke was earning his free ride by laying on the road to signal he wanted to be carried. Duke was soon being carried to and from the store, smiling the entire time. I guess he figured out why walk when he can be carried. I should have known then that this was just the beginning of Duke getting spoiled. He has always managed to get his way no matter what. It just goes to show how Duke was royalty from birth. My pampered little man with his mom wrapped around his little paw. I bet you didn't see that story coming. I told you he could be quite the handful sometimes. He hasn't done that in a very long time, but believe me when I say that he doesn't walk to the store anymore with my mother and me. I guess it's a good thing because I sure can't carry him back and forth like I used to when he was just a puppy. He's a big boy now. It's high time he starts walking on his own.